Beep. Yo, good morning, grand rising, all that good stuff. Swave Sevah! Man's trying to clear his name. He's been in some sticky situation. So, Swave Sevah, I was gonna do this last night, but I need to get some sleep. Fuck that. Swave Sevah goes on 15 minutes of fame. I think it was a pre-recorded video because it was like a premiere, so you couldn't really talk to him or whatever during the shit. But anyways, mother loving, the man's trying to clear his name. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm not that guy that you guys are trying to paint me as. So pretty much what happened was, Swave Sevah works for 15 minutes of fame. Uncle Ra is usually the one out getting interviews from artists, post-event, all that kind of stuff. And Uncle Ra couldn't make the event. So he sent Swave out to go do interviews. He said Swave needs to work on his interviewing skills and all that. So he sent Swave to the event. Swave is trying to discuss interesting topics, bring up interesting questions, and Murder Mook versus Big K had been announced. So Swave, being from New York, Murder Mook being from New York, he's like, oh, this is a good topic. Let's talk about this shit here, right? So he goes and to address the topic. And he's asking questions, and I guess Nunu Nails isn't too happy about that. She's not too thrilled that Swave Sevah is asking questions about an RBE event at a URL event, right? He's talking about RBE things at a URL event. Now, Swave isn't petty like that. Swave fucks with everybody. Swave fucks with Smack. Swave fucks with ARP and RBE and all of that. So he's not really thinking about, oh, I shouldn't be talking about the ops over here. Because, across the board, most people think that, that shit is stupid, right? That these leagues are fighting against each other. We see how good things are when leagues work with each other, right? You see when KOTD and URL finally came together and worked on this past day event, how beautiful it was for the culture, right? And then, you see ARP and Chrome 23 working together a lot. I think they've even got an event coming up that Norbs has been pushing. So there's good things, but URL and RBE, they're in litigation right now. I think this is the first time battle rap leagues have been in litigation with one another. I don't think KOTD or URL ever had a court case against one another. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I do know that RBE, URL do not fuke with one another. So Nunu Nails had some choice words for Swave, and it made Swave upset. It made him feel away, and Swave wanted to tell somebody about how he was feeling, because Nunu Nails was not trying to have or allow Swave to walk around the URL event asking an RBE question. Swave was not happy about that. Swave felt like he was being suppressed of his questions, that he was not allowed to just speak freely on what he wanted to talk about. And that caused a little bit of controversy. So ARP, who's dealing with this NBS stuff and allegedly URL trying to pay NBS to not cover RBE things, the NBS guy hasn't come out with the audio. And Beasley recently said that ARP is not telling the truth. So ARP claps back like, oh yeah? You think I'm lying about this? Well, this just happened to Swave Sevah 2 days ago. So what, you guys are doing this out in the open. What are you talking about? So that's how this all kind of started anyways. Pretty much ARP took some information that Swave told him in private, confiding in him, and used it to show that the URL consistently tries to use media to not cover RBE events. And that was another example. So, do we believe that the URL tries to suppress media? Yes, I believe it 100%. I believe it 100%. I don't know what the hell is going on over here. Oh, some bippage. Okay, we got bippage. We got bippage. Damn, somebody bapped already this morning. Damn, blood. Ooh, T-bone. Shit. Where's the A1 sauce for that T-bone steak? Hope they're alright. I'm out, bitch. So I think that Nunu was wrong for telling Swave to not ask this question. I think Swave was wrong for talking to the ops about what happened, and I think ARP was wrong for taking that private information that his friend told him and using that as evidence. Because when I was watching ARP say, just go ask Swave Sevah, right? It seemed like he just threw Swave in there. Swave had no knowledge that he was going to be used in this type of controversy, and this is very controversial. And 15 Minutes of Fame is always at URL events. So, I don't know. ARP definitely threw Swave under the bus. I think this is the first time we've seen a chink in ARP's armor, because he's usually a pretty solid guy. From what I understand, he's never been involved in anything like this. He doesn't, take these opportunities to, throw his friends under the bus, but he definitely threw Swave under the bus. And, I feel bad for Swave. I don't feel bad for Nunu. But ARP, I think you owe Swave an apology, for sure. If that's your bro, you know what I'm saying? And you took that sensitive information and used it as a defense against the URL. I don't think that was cool, but I see why you did it, because you're under pressure from these MBS cats. Now, these MBS cats, doesn't matter that they put the audio out anymore. I don't know, because we already see a clear example, and Swave has confirmed. This is another clear example of the URL trying to suppress RBE questions or material. I do still want to see MBS put it out, because everyone wants to hear. Everyone wants to hear Beasley on the recording saying, hey, I'll pay you if you don't cover RBE material. Let me know what you all think about that. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. I think we need 75 more subscribers, and we'll be at 1,000. We'll be monetized. We'll be making pennies off these videos. I can't wait for another tax form to come in the mail so that these motherfuckers can charge me an extra $250 per page. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It's easy to be nasty on the drive home, and this all made for a great episode of Ja 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 Ja. Giving it to your mom. Yee. Giving it to her. I'm like